Single dad saw a woman cancel her son's birthday cake. What he did left her in tears. The woman stood frozen at the bakery counter, staring at the soft blue birthday cake she had ordered weeks ago. Her hands trembled as she quietly asked the baker to cancel it because she no longer had enough money to pay. Across the shop, a tired single father holding a small coffee watched everything unfold. He had come in hoping to buy only a loaf of discounted bread for dinner, but what happened next would change two broken lives forever. Before we continue, if you believe kindness, second chances, and compassion can still change lives, please take a moment to like this video, comment where you're watching from, share this story with someone you love, and subscribe to Kindness Echoes. Your support helps us bring more heartwarming stories that remind the world that hope is never truly lost. Michael had never imagined life would become so difficult. 3 years earlier, he had buried his wife after a sudden illness, leaving him alone to raise his 7-year-old daughter, Lily. Every day was a careful balance between grief, work, and fatherhood. He worked long shifts as a warehouse employee, skipped meals whenever necessary, and stretched every dollar so Lily would never feel the weight of their struggles. His clothes were worn, his car barely started, and his savings had disappeared long ago. Yet he always believed that even when life became cruel, a kind heart should never become poor. That rainy afternoon, Michael entered the neighborhood bakery with only enough money for bread, milk, and one small treat for Lily. As he waited in line, he noticed the woman standing before the cashier. She looked elegant in a gray business suit, but exhaustion covered her face. Her eyes were swollen from sleepless nights, and every word she spoke sounded heavier than the last. She quietly explained that unexpected medical bills had emptied her account. Her little son's 8th birthday was tomorrow, and she could no longer afford the cake she had promised him. The baker sadly nodded, understanding her situation, but business could not survive on sympathy alone. The beautiful cake was gently pushed aside to be discarded if no one claimed it before closing time. Michael looked at the bread in his basket, then at the money folded carefully inside his wallet. It was almost everything he had until payday. He thought about Lily waiting at home and how disappointed she would be if he returned without her favorite chocolate cookies. Still, another thought refused to leave his mind. Somewhere, a little boy would wake up tomorrow believing his birthday no longer mattered. Without asking for recognition or thanks, Michael quietly stepped forward and paid for the birthday cake using nearly every dollar he had. Then he asked the baker to give it to the woman without mentioning his name. The woman turned around in complete disbelief when the cashier told her the cake had already been paid for. Tears instantly filled her eyes as she searched the bakery, finally noticing Michael preparing to leave with nothing but a single loaf of bread. She rushed toward the door, trying to thank him, but he simply smiled with quiet kindness and told her that every child deserved to feel special on their birthday. Before she could say another word, he walked into the pouring rain. That night, Michael and Lily shared toasted bread for dinner. Lily noticed there were no cookies, but instead of complaining, she hugged her father and thanked him for always making her feel safe. Michael smiled, though his heart quietly wondered whether he had made the right decision. The next morning, an unexpected knock echoed through their small apartment. Standing outside was the same woman from the bakery. Her name was Emily. She carried several grocery bags, a backpack filled with school supplies for Lily, and an envelope in her hands. Emily explained that after leaving the bakery, her son had cried tears of joy when he saw the birthday cake. For the first time in months, he smiled without fear or sadness. Watching that moment made her realize that a complete stranger had protected her son's happiest childhood memory while asking for nothing in return. Emily had spent years managing a local community foundation that quietly helped struggling families. She had been facing temporary financial hardship after paying for her father's emergency surgery, but she still had connections and opportunities to offer. She had learned about Michael's situation from the bakery owner and arranged an interview for a warehouse supervisor position that paid nearly twice his current salary. The envelope contained the interview details along with grocery vouchers that anonymous donors had recently provided to her foundation. Michael could barely speak. His simple act of kindness had returned in ways he never imagined possible. Within weeks, he earned the promotion, moved into a safer apartment with Lily, and even began volunteering at Emily's foundation on weekends, helping other struggling parents find hope during their darkest moments. Years later, both families celebrated birthdays together every summer. The cake that almost never existed became a symbol of something far greater than dessert. It became proof that one compassionate decision, made when someone has almost nothing, can become the beginning of countless miracles. Before we reach the end, we'd love to hear from you. Please comment below, what would you have done if you were standing in Michael's place? Your story may inspire someone else today. If this story touched your heart, reminded you that kindness is never wasted, or inspired you to believe in second chances again, please like this video, leave a heartfelt comment, share it with your family and friends, and subscribe to Kindness Echoes. Every act of support helps these stories reach people who may need hope the most. Because sometimes, the greatest gift isn't the birthday cake itself, it's the stranger who quietly reminds us that